On this episode of Foxtrot Adventures, I set out to backpack the Presidential Traverse located in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. It is a well-traveled hike of some of New Hampshire's highest peaks, all located in the White Mountains and almost all at maximum exposure. I'd planned a 2-night, 3-day trek to cover the approximate 18 miles, but would quickly learn that a bad weather forecast and a slowed pace across this difficult terrain would change my approach. I would summit Mount Madison and Adams, stay the night at Randolph Mountain Club's Gray Knob Cabin, and descend on day 2, where I would pivot to a ride on the famous Mount Washington Cog Railway. I parked my vehicle outside of the Appalachian Mountain Club's Highland Center at Crawford Notch and caught a ride on the AMC shuttle to the Valley Way trailhead at Appalachia in Randolph, New Hampshire. Okay, finally we are underway on the Presidential Traverse. Started north, going south, the Valley Way trailhead at Appalachia and Randolph, New Hampshire. And we're going to take the Valley Way 3.8 miles up to the Madison Hut, and I'm just glad to be out here. A lot of work goes in to prepping for something like this. The backpack, your backpacking checklist, you got to check that twice. It's an 11-hour drive up here yesterday from Northeast Ohio, and hotel and shuttle, a lot of logistics involved in getting here to this moment. I'm just glad that it's here and that we're on the trail. So I'm excited to bring you along with me on the journey. I'm definitely looking forward to this. Had a little adversity before I even hit the trail. My trekking poles, I just came off trail 2 weeks ago on the Colorado Trail. I just bought these. They were fine, and I opened them up this morning at the trailhead, and the locking mechanisms on one of them's broke. So I've got a trekking pole in my right hand, and in my left hand I've got a cane, so we'll make do.
Uh-oh. The area ahead has the worst weather in America. Many have died there from exposure even in the summer. Turn back now if the weather is bad. White Mountain National Forest. All right, I finally made it up to the Madison Spring Hut. I'm 3 hours 38 minutes in, distance 3.88 miles. It was all up elevation, let's say about a 3,400 feet elevation gain and a loss of like 4 feet. So it was definitely all uphill. I dropped my pack, I re-upped on some water, I got a fanny pack, and I'm gonna run up a half mile to Summit Madison and a half mile back down. I'll re-up on water again, pick up my pack, head over to Mount Adams, tag that, and then see if I can find a place for camp for the night. All right, take you with me. I believe that the Appalachian Trail here goes along this ridge all the way down, which is pretty cool. Okay, we bagged Mount Madison. We came down, filled up some water at the Madison Spring Hut. Pretty cool place. They charge you a lot of money to stay there though. But if you're just coming through, you got shade and water they'll provide for you. I am on my way up to Mount Adams right now, and there's a couple different ways to get up there. The information I had was to take airplane, I think that's what it's called, airplane trail or something, and the guy at the hut told me don't do that. He said you go right across the boulder field. He said to take this like Gulf View Trail, and so I'm on that now, and that's just riding the ridge here, and it's, as you guys can see, it's beautiful. I talked to a couple of guys that came down from that airplane trail. They said, yeah, don't do it. Lots of scrambling. So the price I'll pay for taking a little bit easier route is I got to do 0.2 up when I get to the next junction to get to Mount Adams. But I'll drop my pack at the junction, just bring my fanny pack up. So that shouldn't be too bad. We'll bring you along. One of the things I noticed out here on these cairns, they're putting this white rock on top. I'm not really a rock guy. Might be quartz or something. If you know, I'll put something down in the comments. But they're definitely pretty, and they definitely help you locate the trail or the cairn a lot easier. So kind of cool.
After summiting Mount Adams, I descended back down to the Gulf View Trail and then onto Lowe's Path, which led me down into the tree line and ultimately to my home for the night, the Gray Knob Cabin. On the day, I would only cover 7.15 miles in 9 hours, ascending 5,009 feet and descending 1,857 feet. Quite an effort to cover so few miles. I was definitely exhausted. After reviewing my plans with the cabin's caretaker, reviewing the incoming weather forecast, and learning of the stories of the many lives tragically lost in the White Mountains, including the story of Kate Mestrova, who lost her life between Mount Adams and Mount Madison, I decided to descend the mountain the following morning. Instead of calling it a trip, I decided to pivot and make a visit to Mount Washington via the famous Cog train. I have immense respect for this place. It's beautiful, challenging, and deadly. Terrain consists primarily of rocks, roots, and boulders, mostly on a steep grade, making it more of a climb than a hike. It's unrelenting. Not many places on the trail for a hiker to get into a good rhythm. Every step must be carefully chosen, especially when wet.
Anyway, my name is Jacob. I'm going to be your brakeman for the way up the mountain today. Now I do have a few little safety things for you guys before we really start climbing up our mountain today. I have my braking system back there. Ooh, there's 2 giant brake wheels. That lets us go up the mountain, not tumbling back down. Doesn't that sound good to everybody? Yes. Awesome. And please do not touch anything back there. I also have my emergency exit there on the back left-hand side. Yet again, do not open that door unless it is an emergency. You know it's an emergency if you see me running through that door. Alright? Now it's pretty warm down here, so it seems almost all the windows are open. If you want to open those windows, pull the 2 little silver tabs towards each other and pull down. Some of the windows you might have to push up on first. My friends in the 7th row, that window's been broken for 3 weeks. I keep telling them I'm so sorry. Now with those windows being open, make sure to keep all arms, hands, legs, feet, small children, big children, wives. This includes husbands, alright? Inside the coach at all times, please and thank you. Right now I do have one last little bit of safety for everybody, is I do need everyone to remain seated until we get up over our first little hill, and if we want to stand up and play musical chairs, feel free. All I ask if you guys are going to stand up, do not hold on to these things above us. Those are light fixtures, not handrails, alright? I don't want anyone grabbing onto those and being fallen down. That's just not good. Also, you can come right up to the doorway. This is okay. Not okay. Okay. Not okay. We all got the gist of that rule, I'm hoping. Awesome. Please don't come out here on the platform with me. I don't really want anyone falling off the train today. It's a lot of paperwork I don't really want to deal with.
The Cog is the first mountain climbing cog railway in the world. With an average grade of 25%, some sections approach nearly 38%, it's also the second steepest. Motive power is primarily provided by a fleet of 7 powerful biodiesel locomotives, each custom designed, built, and maintained on site. And with a nod to its steam heritage, the railway also continues to operate a pair of coal-fired steam engines in the warmer months, both well over a century old.
We're home to the world's worst weather. We're showing you an overview, a true reflection of Mount Washington. They got that summit building up off to our right-hand side.
I especially like looking at the ski areas because we can look down at him. He's moving the switch. My duties as brakeman here. I would do.
America's worst weather resides above the tree line. 3 weather systems converge here at Mount Washington. High winds, storms, cool temperatures, and rapidly changing weather are common. I see the human draw and aim to return someday to see and do more.